Have you ever thought about turning that thing you're passionate about, your hobby, your expertise, into a real, sustainable online business? I mean, what if you could build a community of people who love what you do and create a predictable income stream from it? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today, a proven model to do just that. And this whole idea is really summed up perfectly by Jan Koch, an entrepreneur who has absolutely nailed the art of building these online communities. His philosophy here is a game changer. It's not about being the world's foremost expert. It's about being curious enough to bring the right people together and ask the right questions. That curiosity, that's your superpower. So at the very heart of this entire model is the membership site. Just think of it like a VIP club for your biggest supporters. It's this exclusive, protected part of your website where you give your members premium content. Could be courses, tutorials, a private forum, and in return, they pay a recurring fee. This is the engine that's going to power the whole business. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to look at the big picture business model. Then we'll zoom right in on a powerful case study, Jan Koch's Virtual Summit Blueprint. From there, we'll talk about the tech you need to own your platform, different ways to deliver your content, and we'll wrap it all up with an actionable toolkit to get you started. Okay, let's kick things off with the most important question. Why? Why is this membership model so incredibly powerful? Well, it all comes down to creating two things that are just invaluable: a predictable, recurring revenue stream and a loyal, dedicated community that really trusts you and your brand. And here's the real magic behind it. Instead of constantly chasing those one-off sales, a membership site lets you build a stable financial foundation. That predictability, it frees you up to focus on what you actually love doing, creating amazing content and serving your community, instead of stressing about where the next paycheck is coming from. Okay, so now for the how. How in the world do you launch a membership site and get those first paying members through the door? Let's break down this incredible strategy from Jan Koch, the Virtual Summit. It's basically a free online conference that acts as a massive magnet for your future members. What's so brilliant about this funnel is just how simple and effective it is. So you host a free online event with a bunch of expert interviews. But, and here's the secret sauce, the free access to each session only lasts for, say, 24 hours. This creates a real, genuine sense of urgency that encourages people to buy the premium all-access pass for lifetime access, plus a bunch of other cool bonuses. And you might be wondering, does this thing actually work? Oh yeah, get this. One of Jan Koch's students pulled in over $300,000 in revenue from a single summit just by following this exact blueprint. So we're not talking about some small-time tactic here. This is a serious, scalable business-building machine. So what are people actually paying for? It's not just about getting more information. It's about convenience. It's about curation. In fact, as Jan says, a lot of times people are paying for less information. They want the highlights. So an all-access pass will usually have lifetime video replays, downloadable MP3s for listening on the go, and most importantly, condensed notes, like Cliff's Notes, that give them the absolute best insights without any of the fluff. Okay, let's get into the nuts and bolts, the technology that makes all of this possible. Because running a huge event and a secure membership site, well, that takes the right tools. But the choice of tech isn't just about features. It's about strategy. It's about ownership. You've basically got two main paths you can go down: closed platforms, sometimes called SaaS, like a Teachable or Kajabi, or the open source world of WordPress. Jan is a huge advocate for WordPress, and for two massive reasons: flexibility and ownership. With WordPress, you own your data. You control the entire user experience, and you can't just be shut down because some platform decides to change its rules. You are in the driver's seat of your own business. So what does this tech stack actually look like? Well, it boils down to a few key pieces. Your foundation is your website, built on something super flexible like WordPress. The brains of the whole operation is a membership plugin, like Wishlist Member, that acts as the gatekeeper for your content. Then you need a payment gateway like Stripe or PayPal to handle the money securely. And of course, all of this sits on top of reliable hosting that can handle a ton of traffic when you launch. But here's the thing. Once you have that membership site up and running, the Virtual Summit is just your launchpad. It's just one tool in your toolbox. This technology unlocks so many other powerful ways to deliver value and keep your members hooked for the long run. You know that feeling when you buy an online course and you get everything at once? It's kind of overwhelming, right? Well, that's where one of the most effective strategies, drip content, comes in. Instead of dumping everything on your members at once, you release it piece by piece, on a schedule. It's absolutely perfect for courses because it guides them along a clear path and keeps them coming back for more. So here's what that looks like in the real world. Week 1, your members get access to the first module. The next week, module 2, and maybe a worksheet unlock, and so on. This scheduled release builds anticipation and really helps people actually finish what they started because you're giving them consistent value over time. But what about people who aren't quite ready to commit to a full membership? This is where another cool feature, pay per post, comes in. It lets you sell access to just a single piece of content, maybe a really detailed guide, a special template, or one video tutorial, without them needing a subscription. It's a fantastic way to make extra money from your existing content and attract new customers. All right, we have covered a ton of ground: the business model, the launch strategy, the tech. So now let's pull all of that together into one final actionable toolkit. These are the essential plugins you'll want to have to build a really solid, professional-looking membership site. Think of this as your essential starter pack. First, you obviously need a membership platform like Wishlist Member to manage who gets to see what. Then, a page builder like Elementor is crucial for making your site look amazing without having to write any code. Security is totally non-negotiable. You've got to protect your site. And finally, something to make your site fast, because nobody likes a slow website. So from turning simple curiosity into a massive virtual summit, all the way to building a thriving community with a membership site, the blueprint is right here. The tools are more accessible than ever, and the potential is just huge. Really, the only question left is, what passion, what expertise of yours is just waiting to be shared with the world?